With all this talk of civil war and conflict and concern about rioting and stuff, the one thing you need is a gun. And if you're going to have a gun, it's got to look cool, which means it's got to be painted. So how do you do that? You want to have a gun that looks like this, something nice and sexy, green, maybe brown if you're more inclined in that direction. So how do we do that? I want to show you how I painted my guns. Now, I've already painted all the guns that I want to paint, that I own. So we're going to be painting an airsoft gun. Process is the same though, paint's the same though. We'll make it look really cool. Let's do it. Things you're going to need are the gun, blue painter's tape, some Rust-Oleum spray paint, satin, not glossy, and if you feel like being cool, a mesh bag. You're also going to want to have some local vegetation, long grass, pine branches, whatever's in your area. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to tape up the parts of your gun that you don't want painted. So for me, that's going to include this orange tip, and for you, it will likely include the bolt receiver group area. You don't want to paint inside the breech. You might also want to tape over the end of your barrel, even if you aren't using an airsoft gun, and you might want to paint over the sights. Definitely tape over the glass of your optic. Don't be stupid. So I'm pretending like this is a real gun with the bolt carrier covered up. Got our sights, barrel. Let's go paint it.
I'm going to start with the base coat, and this one's going to be primarily tan and brown, so we're going to start with our base coat, which is going to be Hunt Club Green. I've collected some local vegetation, just tall grass and some weeds, and we're going to just kind of cover the gun in parts. Just so, and the closer the vegetation is, the higher resolution the shadow image we're going to get will be. Just like that. So then we take our next color, in my case it's going to be espresso, a brown, and we just do our next coat. Done our second coat. I'm going through this kind of quick because this gun doesn't matter that much to me, and ordinarily you'd want to wait for it to dry completely before you move on to the next coat. But we've already got a nice little pattern going. So now I'm going to do the third coat, and this one I'm laying the grass kind of in the opposite grain that I was before. So we're going to have a kind of a crosshatch look to the final product. Then we're going to take our final color, which is Fossil. It's a kind of a beige color, and we're going to do our last coat. We're going to add a little bit of texture, a little bit of spotting. Think of the way that leopards or deer fawns have spots. Just add a little bit of breakup. So we're going to put our gun inside the mesh now that we've got a primarily tan or beige color to the gun. We're going to do something that contrasts, in this case that same espresso brown. And we're just going to lightly kind of stripe parts of it.
And here you have it. This is the final product. From the end, as you can see, you got a nice texture to it, kind of breaks up, mostly just breaks up the outline, gives it some cool color, looks awesome, looks tactical. So if ever you need to fight off an angry mob in an urban environment, you'll fit into the woods just fine.